Happy Sunday, everybody. We're back in the USA, and we've got the secrets for how to travel the USA for practically free. Stay tuned. Hi there. We're Chris and Steve from Eat, Walk, Learn. We're an early retired couple who left our corporate America jobs in May of 2021. We sold everything, including our home in Denver, Colorado, and all the things in it, plus our cars, just so that we could travel the world full time. Everything that was left we put into our 2 carry-on suitcases so we can travel lightly around the world. Would you please take a moment to subscribe and like? We share our tips from our Nomad life, take repositioning cruises to get from continent to continent, and we enjoy gorgeous hikes in beautiful places around the world. We also try to eat vegan as often as we can. We hope you'll enjoy reading one of our latest books, including 50 Hikes in 50 States, or our bestseller, 2 Carry-Ons and a Plan. You can pick them up on Amazon next time you're there. Please follow us on social so you can join us every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for sharing our adventure with us. Where are we?
We are in Edmonds, Washington, in the Seattle area. We're having some beautiful weather. It's really incredible. The weather's always like this here in Washington. But we're so excited to tell you about a little bit about the cruise that we took from Japan to Seattle and some of our plans. And we're going to do just a little chit chat about our plans for the summer and how we're doing it just incredibly so affordably. So, hey, Chris, let's chat about our cruise with 14 days. So you're on a boat going across the Pacific.
So grab your cuppa. We're just going to sit and have a little chat about our summertime. So, as you know, we were in Southeast Asia for about 5 months, and then we had to get from there to the U.S. And, we've got this strategy of using repositioning cruises. We'll put a video up here for repositioning cruises, but there's a reposition cruise from Japan to Seattle across the Pacific and up by the Bering Sea and down through Alaska. And we decided to take it with a group of friends of ours, and it was a little crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the weather started off really rough. In fact, we had to change one of the ports and kind of threw us off by a day. But the boat was rocking. I'm surprised there was a couple of days that I was like a little, like my stomach was a little unsettled, but I didn't ever get nauseous. But walking down
I mean, it was 30-foot seas for 2 or 3 days. So, I took some Dramamine as a preventative measure. I was a little nauseous. I might have been all right, but why throw up when you can have Dramamine? So, anyway, that kind of, I think a lot of people were kind of chewing Dramamine like candy. But it was, up and down. But it was really nice to be on the boat. We had, 7 or 8 sea days, and in that time, we made a lot of friends. We learned how to play mahjong. We learned how to play Mexican train. We learned how to play pickleball, although we were chasing the ball across the deck. But it was just a fun time, and there was a lecturer there. We learned all about...
there was 2 different lecture series, so the sea days were still busy. And, of course, we did have, the shout-out to the Go With Less group, and thanks to Tim and Amy for actually organizing this cruise in a kind of a way.
Well, they didn't organize it. They said they were going, and a bunch of people came along. So anyway,
it was a great opportunity to be with friends. I say it was my favorite cruise, but it's like, well, where did we go? What did we do? We went to a few ports in Alaska that pretty much that we've been to before. In fact, it was kind of reminiscent of Chris and I. 12 years ago, got married in Alaska on a glacier. So we kind of got to reminisce about that a little bit. It was really a lot of fun. And, it was great. It was a Holland America cruise. Mm-hmm. The ship was fairly full. So it was
much more full than we would expect.
Yeah, they normally expect for an April cruise.
A lot of people were coming back to Seattle and Vancouver. It seemed like everybody was from Seattle or Vancouver that was on the cruise. So the cruise actually had gone to Japan and went around the island of Japan for 2 weeks before it actually left Japan. So I think a lot of people had come over for vacation and then used the ship to come back to the States. So nice and convenient for them. But nice time and all. It was great to get back in the U.S. So we had some friends that we met through Go With Less. They picked us up and showed us a beautiful time in Bellingham. Did some hiking and played some pickleball in Bellingham and had some oysters and just really a nice time. And again, beautiful weather. I'm sure it's always 65, 70 degrees with bright blue skies.
Bright, sunny skies in Washington all the time.
Right.
Sure.
And make sure, by the way, subscribe, and we'll and if you subscribe, we'll tell you all the secrets to doing the USA for cheap. They're just coming up, so stay tuned as we get through this arrival into the U.S.
Yeah, what else? The only other thing I want to talk about the cruise is that we didn't have any Wi-Fi. We didn't have any internet. So it was like 14, basically for me, 14 days since even when we report my phone.
You survived, honey.
I survived. I read a book, you know.
An old-timey paperback book even.
We
They had a great library on the ship. Really fantastic library.
Really nice library. And great fitness facilities and stretching classes and abs classes.
Yeah.
So, highly recommend repositioning cruises. Again, check out our other videos on that topic.
Yeah.
But we're in the USA now.
Yeah.
Yay,
So,
USA.
so how's it feel to be back in the U.S.? A lot of people are asking that. Wow. It's So yesterday we had, of course we had to go to Costco because we're back in the USA. And I just stood there kind of like with my mouth like dropping. It's shocking how much people buy at once in the U.S. I mean, the reason why they buy so much at once is a couple of things. They have a car that they can port all the things in, and then they have giant refrigerators and giant cabinets and giant kitchens relative to other places in the world that they can store all this stuff. So, and generally American families are not that large, so you see someone coming with a giant bucket of pretzels or pickles or tortillas, and you're like, I don't think that's for your 30-person family. I think that's just because you have storage and the ability to carry stuff around. So it's just shocking.
It's definitely a different mindset, and we've been traveling all over the world for the past 2 years. It's been really the first time that we're back in the States, except for a 24-hour layover. And the consumerism is definitely something that's just extremely blatant. But also, I have to say that I'm back in the U.S. There's definitely a comfort level. And traveling all over the world, talking to people and meeting locals and letting them asking us, and where are you from, and letting them know that everybody had a great reaction. Wherever we were, and I know why.
It is great to be back in the USA where the traffic is reasonable, or the traffic flow and how cars drive and stuff is reasonable. People stay in lanes. They stop at stop signs. It's just
little things, like stopping at a stop sign
or a stoplight. Yeah. And so anyway, so far that's just been Seattle. So we'll see how we feel when we get to other parts of the country. So
we're going to be here for like 4 months. Yeah. This is alert. We're going to be here for 4 months. And we've been traveling really affordably around the world, and most recently in places like Vietnam and Thailand, where you can get a delicious meal for $3 and a little.
Not here in the U.S.
And noticing the inflation.
People ask us for lunch.
People like, well, how do you feel about the inflation? Or up until now, like, well, haven't really felt it, but feeling it now.
Well, it's not so much like we see the inflation. I mean, there's certainly inflation. Like I went to the grocery store and a can of beans is now like $1.79 as opposed to $1. So we're seeing that, but it's more just the difference in how much stuff costs versus Europe's pretty similar, but definitely versus Southeast Asia. It's just shocking how much we pay for things. Yeah. So anyway, moving on past that.
Yeah, but we're doing this next 4 months really affordably, and we've got a couple of strategies that we want to share with you. Mm-hmm. And click that like button, and I'll tell you.
One of our strategies is, of course, we're house sitting. So right now we're at a house sit. We've got a great little dog, a little corgi, who's so cute. His name's Simba. Having a great time with him. And pretty much throughout the whole summer, as we go and visit family and friends, we're still house sitting. So even though we could maybe stay at some of our families and friends' houses, it's kind of nice to have our space too in our house sits. So we have house sits throughout the summertime. We do trusted house sitters. Here's a link for all the trusted house sitter stuff that we do. It's a great way to have a win-win environment where we don't pay to stay at your house and you don't pay to put your pet up in a kennel or something. So it's a win-win for everybody. So at this house sit in Seattle, we got a chance to kind of get our plans together. Prior to actually getting here, we renewed our Southwest Companion Pass.
Yeah. So a little history about that. So we're not going to get into all the details. If you want to ask us some questions in the comments below, we'll be sure to answer your questions. But be able to get 2 Chase Southwest credit cards and get enough points in order to earn yourself not only a lot of bonus points on Southwest, but also companion pass, which if one person signs or books a flight, books a ticket, even with points,
right,
their companion can come along for free, which means you get a 2-for-1. And if you're using points, it's really, because of the sign-on bonus, it's really not costing anything. We'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing upcoming this summer, but just kind of backing up a little bit. Before we even left the United States 4 years ago, I got these credit cards with a companion pass, and it enabled us to fly around the country for 2 years, really virtually on points and for free, basically. And that at that time, we were working on the 50 Hikes, 50 States project.
Yeah.
And An American Adventure, which is the title of Chris's new book that's coming out very shortly.
Yeah. Actually, it's available for pre-order now. So you can go to Amazon, 50 Hikes, 50 States, An American Adventure by Chris Englert. It's on Amazon right now, and it's our whole story about how we, during COVID actually, how we went to all 50 states and hiked every single one of them in a 24-month period. And we flew Southwest to everything but Alaska, actually. Yeah. So great story about all the adventure of learning about the U.S., learning about us, our relationship, our family dynamics, how we do logistics, and all this stuff that actually was the prequel to our 2 Carry-Ons and a Plan book. So go grab that coffee. But anyway, in relation to this story, we had those passes, and you have to renew them. So we renewed them again by doing all the rules and regulations in order to renew the passes. So in anticipation of this summer, we went ahead and renewed our Southwest Companion Passes so that we can fly around the U.S. for free. And we know free is not the right term here. There's certainly cost and certainly risk and benefits to it. Technically, they cost about $5.75 because you have to pay taxes on the tickets. And of course, the cost of the annual fees for the credit cards and the cost that it takes to get the points and so on. So we don't need any comments about it's not free. It's free, but it's not free. So we understand that. Anyway, so we got our companion pass in anticipation of all the travel we're going to do this summer. So, okay, hold on to your hats. This is the travel that we're doing between now and July 15th.
Wait, where are we starting from?
In Seattle. So
we're in Seattle.
Yeah, right. So we're going from Seattle, and the entire time we're going to go see family and friends, and most of the time we're staying in house sits, although we are staying with some family and friends sprinkled throughout.
Along the way.
So Seattle to San Diego to DC, DC to Maine, Maine to Boulder, Denver area, Denver to Florida, Tampa area, Tampa to Maine. So that takes us to July 15th, and we're doing all that. The two of us are flying. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flights for free. Well, technically free. I think the caveats are free.
I think we
without having to pay. Yeah, without having to pay any money. Anyway, so with our companion pass, we're doing all that flying. So that takes us to July 15th. We'll have seen all of our family and a lot of our friends. And then in July, we don't quite know what we're doing yet from July 15th to October 1st, but I think
it's going to include Canada and possibly further north to Greenland.
Yeah, we might take a cruise to Greenland.
Which would be really cool to go to Greenland. So anyways, summer heat, and let's go north and escape some of the summer heat and continue our traveling. But yeah, and then after that...
Take a sip of your coffee. What's this? Dogs are my favorite people. Isn't that cute? I've got it. It's all my Canadian friends. I got a Tim Horton cup. There you go. And some Chinese tea. Actually, the earliest tea in China.
Okay, I took a sip of tea. I took a breath. So we're going to come back to the Seattle area. So we've got another house sit that's pretty well confirmed back here for the month of September.
Yeah. So if you're going to be in Seattle in September, we need friends in Seattle in September. We got lots. We're going to be here. I think 6 weeks. I think we're going to be here 6 weeks. So, and then after that, I think we're going to take a cruise to Australia and be down under all year next year. Maybe. So we'll see. But things change. So don't make any plans based on our plans because things change. But if you want us to come see you, or you want us to stop by or say hello, or you want to meet us, or maybe host us from July 15th to August 15th, we have nothing that we might woof. Have you ever woofed? Let us know about woofing. We might actually woof on an organic farm in Maine.
Is Is that couch surfing? What?
No. You volunteer on an organic farm, and they put you up while you're there. And you take care of the chickens, or you pick the blueberries, or cook the pancakes or whatever. It might be kind of that'd be really interesting for us to do.
Well, volunteering opportunities is something that we did in Southeast Asia and
in Mexico. We've done that.
Mexico, so looking forward to doing that, exploring some different food back in the States.
And then we'll probably get to Seattle. We think we're going to be in Seattle for the month of September. And then I think we're going to grab a cruise to go down under for the year. So, but don't schedule anything based on our plans because things change all the time. But let us know if we're going to be in your area, if you want to meet us, or we've missed you, or somehow we haven't included you in our plans. Let us know. Maybe we will make some changes and come see you too. So that's it. That's kind of what we're doing right now, and kind of what's up. And again, having a cup of tea. Cheers. Cheers to a little chat. And give us some comments, ask us some questions, subscribe. And next week, we're coming to our 2-year anniversary. We'll be talking about all our data, all our statistics, all of our money, all the things we've been, our top 10 things around the world. We've got a ton of content coming up and all about our fiscal year coming to an end and what that means and how much money we spent and our budget and everything. So make sure you subscribe so you can get all the alerts about all this coming. It's data points. And it might be kind of interesting too. All you spreadsheet guys. All you spreadsheet guys are going to love it.
So interesting.
All right. Talk to you guys later. See you next week.